Hi guys, welcome along to episode 23. This is Shakedown, um, and this is Black History Month. It's so good to be actually being so proud to be a black man as of late. So over the next couple of episodes, I'm gonna be talking about um, what it means to be a black man in the 21st century. I'm gonna be talking about my family history. And with this episode, I'm going to start by speaking of a few of my favorite black men that's actually paved the way for me and other people for the right to be here. So we're going to get this popping. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, the first person I'm going to be talking about is Sir Trevor McDonald. Now, he is best known for presenting News at 10. I grew up watching this guy, and he was the first black person to actually appear on British television. And at the time, it was so hard for black people to even come in and get their chance. But this guy's done that. He's achieved so much. He was knighted back in '99, and currently he does documentaries. He's done some interesting documentaries um, as well. So I wanted to say salute to him. I think it's a good thing what he's been able to do. I could have actually mentioned so many people, so many black people that has made their mark on television, but I chose him because I grew up most with him, and I was always fascinated by the way he presents the news, by the way he talks to people with interest, the way he meets with people. He does things so professionally. The last time that I actually watched him on TV was the Lenny Henry birthday show that he done recently, and he sat there and he spoke to Lenny Henry about all the stuff that he's achieved, and they were sitting down there like there were two people, two guys that were just chatting and everything else. And I thought to myself, he's a cool dude. So yeah, it's brilliant that he's been able to do what he's been able to do, achieved what he's been able to achieve. And I was always inspired by him because he always broke through those barriers, and it was a very interesting thing at the time growing up, that I would grow up and watch the news. I still watch the news now. I watch a lot of news, and even though that there is a lack of black news readers at the moment, he, like, if they was to be asked to say who was actually inspired to get them into broadcasting or journalism, it would probably be him. So yeah, Trevor McDonald was a cool dude, and I wanted to salute his achievements. Right, the next person I'm going to be speaking about is Bob Marley. Now, Bob Marley is transcended with his music because it was that powerful. Of course, I've lived in Jamaica, and I've been to his house. I've been to where he's buried, and he's captured that soul spirit of reggae music. In fact, like, people would say he's one of the founders of reggae music. His music touched a load of people, and it still continues to touch people today. Anytime I go to Jamaica, you would hear One Love, you would hear Exodus, or you would feel No Woman No Cry. You know, it's so rich, it's so powerful. His music is that brilliant that, you know, you could actually play that song anytime and you wouldn't feel that you don't need to do it again. You know, it's that powerful what he's been able to do. And even though he tried to do his best to unite the people, and I think he did. You know, he always knew that his words and his influence was going to transcend. Again, the word transcend, that's what he was able to do. So I have tremendous respect for him. and he set up a dynasty, with his family, continuing on to their music and how they come up and they can speak and they do things together. It's brilliant. And his energy when he brings that to the stage, it's really tremendous how he's been able to do it. And I know he's a hell of a footballer as well. Who knows? He could have been the next Pele. We probably never know. But yeah, he transcended music film for me. So I wanted to kind of say that he gets into one of my favorite people of black men of achievements. Right, the next person I'm going to be speaking about is Marcus Garvey, one of the 7 national heroes of Jamaica. And he was prolific in Rastafarianism. And I thought that he deserves a special mention because he was a guy that's led movements, and he was a guy that was educated. He was a guy that was able to connect with other people, and even when things didn't go well and everything else, he just was one of those people that kind of just stood up, and he just went about all these things. And you know what? Sometimes when in those days where black people couldn't be able to do certain things, and we didn't take anything more. We couldn't do anything more about our situation. These guys just stepped up and they fought for us. They inspired us. They encouraged us. And this is why I have to have special praise for Marcus Garvey, because it's a good thing that he's been able to kind of do these things, because when you do these things, it leads you to think, I'm going to get arrested. Is it worth it? And his answer was yes, but he knew that what he'd done, leading movements and everything else, he knew that he was going to be legendary for it. So he deserves a special mention. Right, Martin Luther King. What can you say about Martin Luther King? Now everybody knows the I Dream a Dream speech, and it is so passionate when you hear that speech. I could hear it so many times, and it still leaves a positive mark on you. But when he spoke about that stuff, it's one of those things that you kind of have to sit back and listen. Maybe if you were there, hairs would probably stand up on the back of your head. But it was a brilliant thing what he's been able to do. He has worked with the likes of Malcolm X. He led in sit-ins. He's a doctor. He's got a PhD. And this is a guy that, he said in that speech as well, but this is a guy that he talked about one day we wouldn't have to go through so much. One day we wouldn't have to put up with so much. One day where we could all live in peace as people. And I'm always going to be forever grateful for opening that door so that I could actually be here to talk about him doing this. I'm always going to be forever grateful to be as a black man, but a man entirely. Sometimes you have to step up. Sometimes you have to, put yourself out there. Sometimes you got a dream, and no matter what, if it always seems so hard to achieve them, you can never ever give up. And that's what all of these guys have done. They never gave up in what they've been doing over the years, and they believed in something, always believed in something. And I think in this day and age, when we celebrate Black History Month, people always say, yeah, why are we talking about it? Why do we celebrate it? It's because of the fact that these people have gone through so much to get us to where we need to be as black people. It's because that we can do things better, if not better, or just as well as other races. And we don't want to be anything. We were set out thinking that we were nothing. And at the end of the day, racism is still strong. It is still strong. And I thank Martin Luther King for just doing that, for giving us that famous speech, for leading us, for encouraging us. It's brilliant. Right, I can't go without talking about Barack Obama, the first black president. Even Tupac himself said that this would never ever happen, but it did. And in 2008, the impossible happened. America voted its first black president, and it was a sight never thought that it was gonna happen, like, to millions and millions of people. I myself never thought it was never happen, but I can imagine it was just so happy. My mum even had a portrait with his family. That's why how big it was at the time. He also had a family of he had a picture of Marcus Garvey. And I can't remember the message. It said that he done this so we could do this. And I just wanted to. It's not Marcus Garvey. It's Martin Luther King. Sorry, I should say. Yeah. So I wanted to say that a special shout out to him. Without getting too political, it's an achievement. It's a special achievement what he's been able to do, and he was able to reach out to so many people. And even though now, like, I miss him in office and everything else, I can always actually, praise him for what he's been able to achieve. I really wish I could meet all these people. There's so many people that I could actually talk about, but I don't have a lot of time to actually talk about. But I wanted to give these special mentions to these people. And I wanted to say that these guys deserve these recognitions because they put themselves before others. They believed in something, as I said. It's even I can sit down here and marvel at it. I can sit down here and wonder and appreciate with what has greatness befallen for me as a black man. And I just want to say a big thank you to all these guys that made a difference to our lives. I know that we still have a lot more to do, and I know that we will be able to do. I know that one day, even though it's taken a long time, one day we won't have to deal with the sly comments being said for the injustice that's been going on, and the stereotypical nature of society. I hope one day that will stop. I hope. And I just wanted to kind of say, as a black man, I'm forever proud to be one. And I tried to do my best to kind of say to myself, I don't want to be someone that's out on the road or being with the wrong crowd or anything else like that. I will continue to do the best that I can in life so that I can inspire other people as well. Whether or not it be on this platform or not, I'm going to do my very best. And I will continue to kind of say to people that, you know, you can do it as well. You know, there is a lack of diversity around the world at the moment. Even though that there's people out there who are breaking through barriers to reach there, to do this and everything else. You know, we need more people to kind of step up. And if you're watching this right now, you can do it. Forget what everybody else has said. These guys that I mentioned and all the other people that I haven't even mentioned or whatever, I want people to understand that, you know, you can make a difference as well. These people didn't go through so much just so that, you know, you can you know, live in society, but you can do more. You can do so much more. And I want everybody that's out there that's watching this, you know, you can do it. So with that said, my next podcast is going to be talking about people who is up and coming, men who are up and coming, and I will be back very soon with that. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Theo, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.